My brothers and sisters, 12 tribes of Israel scattered all over the globe. Welcome back. This is your Moreh Yeshu Ben Uriah Israel, and we just want to continue to thank you for your comments and your subscriptions. Thank you for your prayers mostly. And we are moving on and ask you that you'll continue to like and subscribe to these sessions. So we're glad to have you back. And in the last session, we talked about the Tutsis, are the Hatutsis, okay? And there's a tribe of people in Rwanda who are considered relating to the ancient Hebrew people that live right around the Great Lakes near to Ethiopia and in the land of Havilan. And so I told you I've been doing some research on them, and whatever I find out about them, I will relate to you. And so today, we're going to be talking a little bit more about these people. All right? So if you are thinking where I get this information, I get this information from havila.institute@gmail.com. havila.institute@gmail.com. This is an organization that documents, anything that has to do with the Hebrew people. Okay, and the president of this institute, of Havilan Institute, is Professor Yochanan Jerry. His last name is spelled Bwejeri, Bedreri, and he's the president. Listen to something that he said here about this institute. He said, as the Hebrew organization, Havilan developed specific program. He said, we focus on effort on the Hebrew remnants of pre-Talmudic tribes of Israel. And the pre-Talmudic tribe of Israel, before they start dealing with the Talmud, okay? Before the Jews start dealing with the Talmud. These people existed way back, long time before. And so the isolated on the other side of the Hebrew, isolated on the other side of the rivers of Ethiopia, according to Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 10. So please read Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 10, so you could get some more information on that. Okay, it said, the history or the historical geographical land pointed out by the Zephanian prophecy has been identified by the prestigious learned Jews and Talmudists like Rabbi Shalom ben Yitzhak as the White Nile So the area, the Great Lakes that they're talking about here, Havilah is talk about is the White Nile, and this is the biblical name is of that land is Havilah, according to Genesis chapter 2, verse 11. Okay, so one of the Hebrew tribe isolated in the sacred land of Havilah is called the Tutsi or Batutsi. The Tutsi are Batutsi. And he said during the last 40 years, the Batutsi have been exterminated, and still, now they are being exterminated because of their Hebrew identity and of their Salmonic legacy. According to their Salmonic and Samsonic memory and legacy, they claim to be descendants of two Israelite tribes, Judah and Dan. Those who perpetrated the Salmonic kingdom of Zagwe in the land of Havilah, which is the south of Ethiopia. On the Great Lakes, particularly Burundi and Rwanda, Kivu, Masisi, Sheba. They claim to be the sons of the King Solomon and Queen of Sheba. Indeed, the prestigious king of Israel, Solomon, the wise has, got numerous descendants from his union with the Queen of Sheba, ancient reference of the Salmonic legacy of Batutsi. The active memory, listen to this, the active memory failed to point out the beginning of the Moshe Batutsi religion. Some claim, or some clans among the Batutsi, the Batutsi are really contemporary with the Moses people, which moved from Egypt. According to the exact knowledge they display about the Moshe law, others join their brothers, after the different misfortunes which affected the people of Israel. Okay? Such as the destruction of the Holy Temple, of Jerusalem. But Tutsi Halakha has kept encoded reference to these events, which, with names and rituals such as the annual festivals of Sukkot, called the Feast of, or the Festival of Return. Okay? It's a cultural and religious reference of Batutsi, references rather, of Batutsi have perpetuated either the Pharaonic or the Pharaonic monotheism of the 18th dynasty of Egypt, or the Mosaic prescription transcribed in the Hebrew Torah. Havilah Institute has concentrated its effort on the description and analysis of the biblical culture as carried by the ancient Batutsi. Parallel of Pharaonic practices and symbols with the Batutsi standards refers to the Mosaic culture of the 18 dynasties of Egypt and explain the Mosaic faith of the Batutsi. The anteriority of Batutsi monotheism have been always subject to astonishment from the European witnesses. Those among the Europeans who reached the land of Havilan Great Lakes in the early 19th century were very disturbed by the radical monotheism and its likeness to the biblical prescription. The culture of the ox was like the strict perpetuation of the pharaonic legacy. The political organization of the Batutsi kingdom from Kush kingdom 4000 to 250 BC until the post-Zegwi kingdom 127 through 1960 are strictly related with the Salmanic system. The Hebraic kashrut is the staple of the Batutsi feeding according to the Levitical law. And so we got to stop here, but it's the Batutsi system law is exact, a copy of the Deuteronomic code. So we got to stop here and we'll continue, but based on what it's saying here is that these people have proof of who they said they are. This is your Moreh Yeshua ben Uriah, Israel, and we ask you to walk with the King.